This is Linear Equations Part 2. In Part 1, we discussed equations like x plus 5 is equal to 10, or 5x is equal to 15. All of these equations, they either had addition or multiplication or subtraction or division or a fraction, but in this Part 2, we're going to discuss equations such as 5x plus 1 is equal to 5. In this question, we have both addition and multiplication. So how are we going to solve this? What we want to do is, like when we were solving the equations in Part 1, we want to get x alone. But now x is attached to two things. X is attached to a pot of plus 1, and it's being multiplied by 5. So what should we do first? Should we divide by 5, or should we move the 1 to the other side? What we want to do is we want to get everything that's attached to the x with multiplication to stay with x, and everything that's attached with addition or subtraction we're going to move to the other side. So we're left with everything that's really attached to the x. Let's do that. If we subtract 1 and subtract 1 from both sides, 5x is equal to 5 minus 1 is 4. So all we did was we subtracted the 1 so that the plus 1 and the minus 1 cancel out. Since we did that to the left side, we had to do it to the right side also. Now we're only left with things that are really attached to the x by multiplication. Then what we're going to do is we're going to divide by 5 and divide by 5. Dividing by 5, the 5's cancel out, so we're left with just x on this side, and x is equal to 4 over 5. That wasn't too difficult. Let's see if we got it right. The original question was 5x plus 1 is equal to 5. Let's plug in. 5 times 4 over 5 plus 1 is equal to 5. We just plugged in the x for 4 over 5. Now you might remember from multiplying fractions, we have a 5 over 1, really a 5 over 1. This numerator and this denominator cancel out, and we're left with 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. And 5 is equal to 5. Since 5 is equal to 5, we got the question right. Let's try another question like that has both multiplication and addition or subtraction. 1 over 6x minus 2 is equal to 12. We want 1/6 of some number. When we subtract 2 from that number, we want it equal to 12. So let's first get the addition or subtraction to the other side, and we're left with everything that's attached to the x with multiplication. So to do that, we want to move this 2 away. We want to move it to the other side. How are we going to do that? Since this is a negative 2, if we add 2 to the left side, then we're left with 1 over 6x, and the plus 2 and the minus 2 cancel each other out. But we can't just add 2 to one side of the equation and ignore the other side. We have to add 2 to the other side also. So this is equal to 12 plus 2 is 14. Now we're left with a fraction that's attached to the x, and we have the number on the other side. We want to get rid of this fraction, so we have x alone. We can multiply by the reciprocal of the fraction, so times 6 over 1. And since we're multiplying the left side, we have to multiply the right side also. 14 times 6 over 1. The 6 over 1 and the 1 over 6 cancel each other out. And we're left with x is equal to 14 times 6 over 1, which is just 14 times 6, because 6 over 1 is the same thing as 6. And that's 84. So x is equal to 84. Now let's see if we got it right. Let's plug it into the original equation and check it, see if we got it right. The original equation was 1/6 of x minus 2 is equal to 12. And we're plugging in for x, we're plugging in 84. So we want to know, is 1/6 of 84 minus 2, will that give us 12? Let's see what 1/6 of 84 is. You can do that on your calculator. In order to get a fraction, you're going to click alpha y equals. N over d means numerator over denominator, so press enter. Now you're in the numerator. The numerator that we have is 1. Press the right arrow to go down to the denominator. 1 over 6, type a 6 for the denominator. Then the right arrow to go out of the fraction. Now we're next to the fraction. So we're multiplying this. You can either do parentheses or a times sign. I'm going to do parentheses. 1/6 times 84. Close the parentheses and enter. 14. So 1/6 of 84 is 14. 14, we solve the minus 2, is equal to 12. 14 minus 2 is 12. 12 is equal to 12. Therefore, the answer is correct. Let's do another example like that where we have addition or subtraction and multiplication. 1/10 of x plus 4 over 5 is equal to 6 over 7. Now we want to first get the addition or subtraction to the other side of the equation. So we're going to subtract 4 over 5 from the left side, because 4 over 5 minus 4 over 5, these two are going to cancel out. But since we're doing it to the left side, we have to do it to the right side as well. So it's minus 4 over 5 from the left side. 1 over 10x, and the 4 over 5 minus 4 over 5, these two cancel out, is equal to 6 over 7 minus 4 over 5. Either you could do this by hand, by finding a common denominator, or you could just do it on your calculator. I'm going to do it on the calculator. To get a fraction, you're going to do alpha y equals, and to get into n over d is numerator over denominator, so enter. The numerator is 6, the denominator is 7. Go next to it, because we're subtracting another one, so minus sign. You want to use that minus sign, the one that I clicked, and not this one on the bottom, which I clicked now, but I'm going to delete it. That's a negative sign. So if it would be negative 6 over 7, you'd use that negative sign. But since you're subtracting 4 over 5, you want to use the minus sign and not the negative. So I'm going to delete that one. And then to put the other fraction, you're going to do alpha y equals again, numerator over denominator, 4, and then go down to the denominator, over 5. Go next to it and press enter. They tell us 2 over 35. 6 over 7 minus 4 over 5 is 2 over 35. So that is 2 over 35. Now we want to get the x alone, but now it's attached to 1 over 10. So we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 10 over 1, the reciprocal of the coefficient of x. Since we do it to the left side, we're doing it to the right side also. 10 over 1. So 1 over 10 times 10 over 1, these two cancel out. And x is equal to 20 over 35. We can reduce this. Both 20 and 35 are divisible by 5. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. 35 divided by 5 is 7. And x is equal to 4 over 7. Let's see if we got it right. The original equation was 1 over 10x plus 4 over 5 is equal to 6 over 7. And we're going to plug in the answer that we got for x. Plug it in right over there and see if it makes sense. 1 over 10 times 4 over 7 plus 4 over 5 is equal to 6 over 7. 1 over 10 times 4 over 7 is 4 over 70 plus 4 over 5 is equal to 6 over 7. Now, is that true? Is 4 over 70 plus 4 over 5 equal to 6 over 7? You can either find the common denominator for the 4 over 5, or you could just solve it on your calculator, which is what we'll do. So alpha y equals, to get a fraction, numerator over denominator. The numerator is 4, denominator is 70. And we're adding to that another fraction, 4 over 5. Enter. 6 over 7. So they're telling us 4 over 70 plus 4 over 5 is 6 over 7. 6 over 7 is equal to 6 over 7, and therefore we got it correct.